Thanks. And now before we go tonight, we want to give you another live look at what's happening in Los Angeles. This is the fourth day of unrest, protests over recent ICE raids in the community. And then now we've got thousands of National Guard soldiers there, hundreds of Marines sent today. Our producer watching this live feed said he could see the police officers as they kind of came down to basically disperse the crowd that had been filling the street and marching the streets there in LA. And that appears to be the uniformed officers and military there trying to get crowd control tonight. We'll monitor this for you overnight. Be sure to watch first thing in the morning starting at 4. Have a great night, everyone.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 10 starts right now.
Conflict in the Middle East, missiles being exchanged, and civilians, including Oklahomans, caught in the middle. Thanks so much for joining us here at 10. I'm Shay Rozzi.
And I'm Nathan Thompson. One group of Oklahomans on a mission trip stuck in Israel because of the country's war with Iran are now home safe.
21 Oklahomans traveled to Jerusalem on June 3rd for a mission trip with the nonprofit organization Christian Craft. While on their way to the airport to return home last week, things took a turn when Israel and Iran began bombing each other, causing a lot of canceled flights.
Today, those Oklahomans were welcomed home at Tulsa International Airport with homemade signs, balloons, flags, and lots of smiles and big hugs from their families.
She's just thankful. I mean, she was ready last night. She was ready for him to be home. She was very stressed, even though it was all over, and she was ready for him to be home. She's the daddy's girl, for sure. So we're just thankful to God and thankful to Congressman Hearn and all the people that helped. So we couldn't be more grateful, is really the truth.
Congressman Kevin Hearn of Tulsa piloted one of the 2 planes from Tampa to Tulsa today to bring those 21 people back to Oklahoma. Hearn says he'll work to help more people who are stranded in Israel.
In a developing story, Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond is demanding the removal of Afghan refugees from our state after President Donald Trump's newly enacted travel ban of 19 countries, including Afghanistan. Oklahoma took in more than 1,800 Afghan refugees in the wake of the 2021 U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan that led to the Taliban's takeover of that country. Drummond says under Trump's new policy, none of the Afghan nationals who are now in our state would be eligible to enter the U.S. He said in a statement today, quote, at great risk to public safety, Governor Stitt partnered with the Biden administration to import thousands of poorly vetted Afghan refugees to our state. Adding insult to injury, Stitt illegally directed millions of our tax dollars to pay for resettlement expenses. Now that President Trump has acted in the best interests of the U.S., by fully restricting Afghan nationals, I'm demanding that Stitt reject the approval he gave to the Biden administration so all Afghan refugees can be removed from Oklahoma. Now, the U.S. State Department is also upholding the travel ban, with State Department Principal Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott making similar points to public safety.
Well, look, this is a national security imperative. What we are seeing is, can we have trust that, first of all, that we're vetting people properly? Is there, in some of these countries, and I'm not going to go country by country again, refer you to the White House fact sheet for more information, which they've made publicly available. But do we have the ability to vet people coming in? And this, again, has been that priority from the beginning of this administration. Can we say with confidence that people coming to the United States have been properly vetted? Is there a central authority in these countries that can confirm that? Can we trust what they're telling us? A whole host of different issues that are important to figure out here. And I think another part of this is we're in constant communication with countries around the world to try to determine ways that we can have that be the case, where we can have proper vetting procedures, where we can have confidence with who's coming into this country. But again, it's part of that broader action from this administration on a whole host of visa issues, to say we're going to properly vet people coming into the United States. Then people that are here, if they take actions that are contrary to what their visa purported when they applied for that visa or broke our laws, they may see that visa revoked. It's about making sure we're enforcing our laws, have confidence in who we're letting into this country.
Back when Afghan refugees started arriving in Tulsa and Oklahoma City in 2021, we brought you extensive coverage of the community-wide effort to welcome them here as a thank you for their help with our U.S. military in Afghanistan. That included organizations like Catholic Charities working on housing and basic essentials, TU providing housing and educational scholarships, and companies like Aon providing employment. The push for removal will likely lead to a legal battle. You can count on Fox 23 to bring you updates on this situation as it continues to develop.
A thumbs up and a heartfelt thank you to firefighters.
When you get a day like this, they're out here putting their lives on the line.
Working hours into the night to help stop wind-fueled flames across parts of Green Country and near Pawhuska force people from their homes.
Man, you got to appreciate the guys that help you, saving your stuff.
In our big story tonight, those grass fires in multiple counties. You can see the videos beside us here. Thanks so much for staying up with us. I'm Shay Rozzi.
And I'm Sarah Whaley. We've been bringing you coverage of one intense grass fire after another since this afternoon and actually over the last few days.
Certified meteorologist Mike Grogan is in for James. He starts our live severe weather team coverage with some of the strongest wind gusts we've seen today. Our live severe weather team coverage continues with a look at Tulsa roads. Despite city crews coming in at 2 a.m. to pre-treat the roads, the heavy snowfall this afternoon and tonight is making driving conditions dangerous. Fox 23's Paris Rain joins us live in East Tulsa with what she is seeing.
Yeah, it's still really cold out here. Some of this traffic behind me is going pretty slow because the snow is really packed on these roads. And I can tell you earlier it was not this bad, but the city started early this morning treating these roads, and they're continuing throughout the day and throughout tomorrow until Saturday, actually, and they're continuing to work 12-hour shifts. Streets and highways are covered in snow as Tulsa experiences the first true snow of the winter season.
We've got all crews in to run the trucks and plows if needed.
From laying down salt to treating the roads with brine, making sure Tulsans are able to travel safely if they go out on the roads.
We utilize staff from multiple divisions in the city. Street maintenance can't do it themselves.
The city's manager of street maintenance, Tim McCorkle, says they deployed crews into the city at 2 a.m. Thursday morning. They will keep working in 12-hour shifts through Saturday morning in case of any refreezing. Take a look at this video from what things looked like earlier this afternoon near 71st and Memorial. And here is a look at what things look like hours into the snowfall near Tulsa Hills Shopping Center, near West 71st and Highway 75. McCorkle says it takes a total of 210 people to make things go smoothly.
If you are out in it, give the employees the room to work, stay back 150 to 200 feet from the trucks.
Just like this truck. Many others like this could be seen on highways and streets as the snow continued to come down.
If you don't have to be out in it, stay home. There's no sense going out in it.
The city says there have been multiple accidents within the past few hours. Now they have put more information on their routes and resources that they are using in these conditions, and it's on their website at the City of Tulsa/winter preparedness. Live in Tulsa, covering news that matters, I'm Paris Rain, Fox 23 News.
In a developing story, anti-ICE protests continue for a sixth night in Los Angeles and have spread to several other cities across the U.S. Chicago, New York, Dallas, and Austin all held protests against President Trump's immigration policies and the way they're being enforced. While the protests have been peaceful for the most part, there have been at least 400 arrests in L.A., with a handful of those for violent charges. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended President Trump's decision to send the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles.
President Trump received a clear mandate from voters to reverse the illegal invasion ushered in by Joe Biden's open border and to end the lawlessness represented by Karen Bass in Gavin Newsom's California. President Trump promised to carry out the largest mass deportation campaign in American history, and left-wing riots will not deter him in that effort. Sanctuary cities and states will no longer be allowed to shield illegal criminals from deportation.
Critics argue the presence of the National Guard and Marines are only escalating tensions. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom is suing the Trump administration, claiming that deploying troops into California violates the state's sovereignty. Now Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond is weighing in, defending the president's actions. Drummond, along with attorney generals from 19 other states, filed a brief with the District Court for Northern California, asking the court to deny Governor Newsom's motion for a preliminary injunction. The brief argues that the state of California, quote, abandoned Los Angeles and federal law enforcement to violent rioters. A hearing in the case is scheduled for tomorrow. And more protests are planned across the country this Saturday, with nearly 1,200, and as part of an event called No King's Day. In Tulsa alone, there are 3 planned. They'll be near 41st and Yale, near Woodland Hills Mall at 71st and Memorial, and at the Tulsa County Courthouse near 6th and Denver. There are also protests planned in Bartlesville and Tahlequah. You can find the times and locations inside of the story on fox23.com. And if protesting isn't something that's up your alley, Tulsa Stained Glass is hosting a rage event on Saturday. Visitors can release any pent-up aggression or frustration by smashing a plate for $2, that's per plate. You can also gain some peace by painting a picture for $5. The event lasts from noon to 5 p.m. at their location near 41st and Sheridan.